friends, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. It's been a while since I did a reading vlog. Today I wanted to share with you a new idea. I am going to try, because I really enjoyed the randomness of my vlog, where I picked randomly from my shelves, where I did a number generator thing. But another thing I've really wanted to do is, because I always want to work on my series, that I can do some random wheel spinning and figure out what series to work on next. I'm gonna try and pick 3 different series depending on the length of them. I've divided my series wheels into fantasy series and other series, because I have way too many to have them all in one wheel. So I wanted to try and start out by picking a fantasy wheel thing, see if it's a long one. I might only have 2 books on this vlog, we'll see, it depends a lot. If it's a normal length, I can do 3 spins. We'll see what happens with this. I have one little rule that I'm hoping I can do, and I mean, I wanna be able to have some videos, because I've been in a really big reading slump over the past months. So I have a feeling that if I pick the wrong kind of books right now, it might not go well with this vlog. So I want to have some sort of video. I have a couple of series that I think if I hit those, I'll be really not happy. But yeah, I'll try my best to stick to what the wheel gives me. So first up, my wheel, I have set it to record, so it should record my spinning. So I'll try and spin. So it picked Soldier Sun Cycle, and that's interesting because I can listen to that in audio form. So Soldier Sun Cycle, I can listen to this book in audio. This is by Robin Hobb. Obviously I'm very excited to continue with this, because Robin Hobb is one of my favorite authors, and this is exactly why I needed to do this, because it pushes me to read something that I've put off for a while. So this one is a long one, it's over 800 pages, so it's going to take me a long time to get through this, but I have an audio, and the audio is, let's see, so it's almost 25 hours, so it'll be 12.5 hours listening time, and yeah, definitely need to work on that. So that was the first one. Now I'm gonna do a waiting. So the next one I'm gonna do is I will be spinning my other series spinning wheel and see what it picks here, and then I'll do another fantasy one after this. Another one that actually is not too bad. Oops. The other book that I have is Honor's Night by Rachel Bach, the second book in the Paradox series of a trilogy. I enjoyed the first one, gave it 4 stars, so hopefully I will enjoy this one as well. And this is obviously sort of easy sci-fi. If you are new to sci-fi, it could be a good series to start out with, because it's not super complex and it's easy to follow. So one more fantasy series. Let's see if it's a really long one. I don't know if it depends on the book. Let's see. And the Summoner series, that's a middle grade, and that is The Inquisition by Taran Matharu. So overall, this is going to be interesting. I think this is a good mix. I have some a fantasy, a sci-fi, and a fantasy, and I think this is a good start. We'll see next time if I want to do 4. But right now, since I'm in a bit of a slumpy mode, I don't need to have too many books on this TBR. It also has to be something I can do. So I will start listening to the audio of this and start reading these two, and we'll see when I finish them. And yeah, so I will try and figure out which one I'm going to start out with and let you know how it goes from there. So yeah. Hello. It is now evening. It's actually just 10 p.m. and I'm on my way to bed. And I'm going to be reading a bit when I get to bed. But I've not read super much, but I've started on the Inquisition, and I've read the first 55 pages. I completely forgotten what this was about or where this ended. I think I remembered vaguely things that happened, like about his persona and stuff. But we basically start with him being captured in captivity and waiting for a sort of trial. Yeah, so that's basically what's happened. He has been at a trial, but then just what's happened is that there's another trial now, and a different one, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So it's definitely very interesting. I am enjoying my time with it. It's very easy to read, and I think it's a good thing to start out with. So that's good. I just finished watching a movie. So my issue is that I started really late by reading. My reading started late today. I read a little bit while I was watching the remainder, or some of it, the Tour de France Femme, the last stage. And I read a little bit while I was watching that. And then I had to cook dinner and stuff, so I didn't read on very much after that. I only read for like another 15 minutes, I think. And then I started a movie because yeah. I was supposed to start a little bit earlier, but first up I had to go for a run. I had to grocery shop, and then I was really tired as well. It's been a long weekend. Not really that in a bad way. I went out with three of my friends yesterday. The sort of an active day. We start out with brunch in the morning, and then the pre-noon day hours, and then we went to this place where you can play football, golf, and mini golf. Sort of, they call it adventure golf because it's mini golf, but it's bigger lanes or whatever. Oops. So that was a lot of fun. Then we went out for dinner afterwards. So and then we went home. And then Friday was relaxing, but I've been in sort of muscle pain since Thursday when we went out for this fitness training session, sort of a team thing. It was called, yeah, it's sort of like HIIT workout, where you sort of had a lot of it was a lot of sort of weight training, but also like some sort of, what is it called, cardio training as well. So that was really rough, and I felt it, but then I don't know if I did something or pulled a muscle, because this arm right here is still like hurting quite a bit, and it was Thursday, and usually it goes away sort of rather quickly, but I have been bad at sort of training my arms and my shoulder stuff, so that was not a good idea. Anyway, so that was yesterday, and today was fine, but I have been tired for some reason. It's been hard starting up at work, like full time again, and sort of having all of these other things happening. Next weekend is going to be busy as well, but hopefully I'm gonna have fun anyway. Yeah, but I am going to bed now. I'll be reading something and I'll check in with you later of what I think of it, and when I've made more progress, if I still think the same. But right now I'm intrigued and I am getting into the story and it's nice. So yeah, anyway, see you. Hello friends, it is Tuesday. I wanted to check in with a reading update because I have read up to page 140 in the Inquisition, and I'm definitely enjoying it. It's very interesting. There's a lot of things that's happening. It's difficult to talk about it without spoiling things, so I'll try not to. But to tell you a little bit about the world we're in, we are following our main character is an orphan. He's left when he's a kid in the snow. And in this man's care, he's like a blacksmith kind of guy. And he's brought up with him and finds out he's able to control demons and summon them. And so, yeah, he goes to this school, academy thing, where he learns how to summon and stuff in the past book, but he ends up in a bad place and starts out this book with a sort of trial. And I'm not gonna tell you much more than that, but I'm liking the story so far. We definitely have some things set in motion now, the things that are gonna happen, and I'm very intrigued, so happy to say that. I also slightly started on Forest Mage, but I've only read like 40 pages. I listened to this while I was cooking today, so that's what I listened to, like half an hour. So that is how far I got. Maybe it was sort of 40 minutes. 35 minutes I listened to. But it's a long book, so it's over 800 pages, so I have a long way to go. I hope that I was gonna go for a walk today, but it's been raining on and off all day, so it's difficult finding a time when it's good enough to go out. Hopefully I can go for a run tomorrow. That's my hopes, but we'll see. Anyway, this is my update for now. I'm gonna go to bed and talk to you again tomorrow, and on another clip soon. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. We'll have more to say and check in with more reading progress. Anyway, see ya. Hello friends. Embarrassingly, it's been a long time since I talked to you last. I don't remember. I started this vlog in August, right? I'm pretty sure that's when I started it. And I have finished one of the books, and I don't know. I'm not in a reading slump per se, because I do read stuff. But it's not really been the stuff that I was supposed to. And we're now in the middle of October and I still haven't finished up this video. I did finish Forest Mage by Robin Hobb, which is the longest of the books. But it's also the only one I listened to in audio. And I did enjoy this one. I think I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I finished this in August already, so I just have to sort of remember where I was. I never left an update, obviously. But to let you know what the book was about, it's a little bit, every time I was listening to it, I was thinking, it's a little bit like Stephen King wrote a book called Thinner, where our main character, the one we are following, he does something kind of awful to someone, and they sort of seek revenge on him, and they put a spell on him and just saying thinner, and he's quite, I don't know if he's obese, but he's definitely quite overweight when the start of the book, but then he starts losing obscenely amount of weight over the course of the book because of this curse. This is a sort of opposite. So we have our main character, who, I don't know what he does exactly, I don't remember, but he gets cursed by this woman to suddenly gain an enormous amount of weight. So it's the opposite. He becomes completely obese, and everyone treats him horribly. His family, his dad especially, is treating him like awful, super awful, and keeps diminishing him and letting him know that he should stop eating and stuff because he's so fat and everything. Where he says he barely eats anything, but nothing happens. He just keeps gaining weight because of this curse, and it sort of goes on for the majority of this book. It's really hard to read it. I did like some of the characters in here, and I did enjoy our main character, but at the same time it wasn't the book where the most things happened. But I liked it. I don't love this per se at all as much as the Elden books. But I did enjoy it, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars because Robin Hobb writes really excellently. Her description of the characters, you get to really care about them in a way, but I don't care about these characters as much as I do with any of the characters from the Elderling. So in that way, it's a little bit strange that I don't have a better attachment to them, but I was enjoying the story and the way it was told, kind of. So yeah. And apart from that, I have also started and made halfway, more or less halfway, a little over probably, into the Inquisition, and I actually am enjoying it. It starts out with a trial for our main character. Right now they're out on, he gets out of it. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but we're further on and there's a sort of trial thing going on. So yeah, but I am enjoying it, so I'll get back to you once I finish it. I'm planning on reading some of it now. We'll see what ends up happening with this, how much I end up getting read today. Tomorrow I'm leaving for Manchester. We are going to see Busted and McFly on Saturday. So it's the 15th, 16th of October today. And apart from reading, I also have to fold some laundry and start sort of pack my suitcase, and I have a training session at 7:30. Not 7:30, sorry, 5:30. I was thinking 7 because it's 17:30 in Danish. Sorry, which is military time. So 5:30 for an hour, which is sort of more like, it's called Pulse and Strength. So it sort of has like it's sections where three strength blocks and then one sort of pulse block, whatever. So you have a sort of combination of both, but it's quite heavy lifting as well. So yeah, I really have been enjoying. I'm completely knackered afterwards. But I have really enjoyed going to this gym and doing this this specific yeah, it's sort of a team session. So yeah, anyway, this is my update for now. I will try and do some Pomodoro stuff. I'll do 45 minutes of reading, then I'll do 45 minutes of something else, and then 45 minutes of reading. How long is that? If I do that 4 times, yeah, that would be 3 hours, and it's 12:35 now. So it'll be like 5:30. No, 3:30 again with that, and I would have another 2 hours. So we'll see what I decide on doing then. But at that point, I will have read like for half an hour and a half from this, and then done something else. Maybe we'll see. But then I do both, and I don't feel bad about it. My issue for the past couple of months is that I have been watching a lot of stuff on TV. So I have been in I rewatched the entirety of The Office again for the I don't know how many times. It cracks me up every time. I've watched a couple of movies. What else have I watched? Yeah, I just think that I have a sort of, yeah, just watched more stuff. I've been watching a lot of YouTube on my screen here as well. Like I've watched someone reacting to stuff, which has been fun for me. Yeah. So anyway, this was my update for now. I will check in again later once I have more to say and maybe have more of a fresh thoughts in my mind about this. I also should really get around to start filming some sort of wrap-ups, because I've read quite a lot of books, even though I haven't filmed anything and I've been in sort of slumpy. I still have read, I will say I've still read like 30 books over the past couple of months. Since when did I stop? June. Middle of June until now, I've definitely read about 30 books, I think. I don't have the exact number, but maybe I should find that out sometime soon as well. Yeah, but anyway, this is my update. See ya. Hello friends, it is much later. It's 9:30 in the evening. I just finished in the Inquisition. No, the Inquisition. I don't know. I think that the beginning part of this was a lot more, I don't know if it was more interesting or what it was, but then there was obviously the last part was really interesting as well. I feel like the middle part was a little bit slow, but I don't know if it had something to do with me sort of reading so sporadically and having such a long gap between reading it that I sort of had to get into the groove again. But I did enjoy it, and I'm definitely eager to see what's happening in the next one. So I'm glad that I do have Battle Mage on hand. So I will get to that eventually. And I think I'm giving it 4 stars. I don't think it was better per se than the first one. I think they're pretty much even. But I definitely did enjoy it. So I'm happy about that. And then tomorrow I can start on Honors Night, or what was it called? Hold on. My back is, my limbs are hurting a little bit. Yeah, Honors Night. So I'm taking that with me on my trip, and we'll see how much I can read from that. So I just wanted to check in and let you know my final thoughts about the Inquisition. Right now I'm just going to put on a movie, since I don't have to get up early tomorrow. We're not leaving until like 1, so I could definitely watch a movie and before I go to bed. So I'll talk to you later. Hello friends, I am ready to go to Manchester now. My sister's on her way here. I packed all of the things, have everything ready. I'm just about to say see you later to my cat. Good to have some parents that wants to check in on her over the next couple of days. But it's only going to be tomorrow. She's going to be on her own the majority of the day. So today obviously I've been home all this morning, and my parents will check in on her in the evening. And then tomorrow my parents will check in the morning and in the evening. And then on the morning on Sunday, and then I'll be home on a Sunday again, so it'll be okay. It's always weird when you're leaving, and I try not to think too much about it. But here she is, the little girl. Hello. Hello. Hey. Alright. Hi. Look at how beautiful you are. So anyway, I packed everything and I'm ready to go. I don't know how much I'm going to be filming from the trip. We'll see. It depends a lot. I'm not gonna bring this camera up, so it's gonna be on my phone if I film anything. I'm probably gonna film something from the concerts, but maybe also something from where we're dining and stuff like that. So yeah, but I wanted to do a final check-in before I leave, so I'll see you. Hello friends. Yeah, I haven't... Ooh. Hello friends, it's Tuesday evening. I haven't checked in since before I went to Manchester Friday. And I wanted to let you know my progress and what I did. We had a super fun time in Manchester. We experienced a lot of things. The concert were great, both of them. I will say, I mean, I do really love both bands, and I have a lot of nostalgia for Busted. They were the ones that introduced me to McFly, so I'm eternally grateful. But I do believe that McFly had the best show of the two bands. I feel like you could definitely tell that the lack of James's presence on stage is sort of affected the overall show, I believe, and also his voice. Like, his bits would have been perfect if he could have sung them. But obviously he was sick, so it wasn't possible. He has been sick since a couple of days before the tour started, and had to bow out. We don't know what his illness is, and it doesn't really matter, but it's really sad. Hopefully he's going to be okay, and hopefully he'll be back on stage soon. We hope that for sure. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed our time. For the most part, we had some nice time in a good day in Manchester. First, we were sort of shopping, and we were in this big sort of shopping mall called Arndale, and we saw there was like this big line queue thing on the first floor, and remember there was a bookstore up there, so it's like, maybe we should check out and see what's going on. It could be something important. We don't want to miss it. Also because I saw someone actually reading one of Tom's books. And then we came up to the first floor. Tom from McFly, by the way. Tom Fletcher. We came up and saw all the people, and a lot of them were wearing like tour t-shirts, like McFly t-shirts from different shows, different stuff of that. So we asked what was going on, and they said that Tom was going to be signing books in the store, but you had to sort of sign up to be actually able to like go in there, obviously. So it didn't go out of control, but we were like, yeah, we're gonna go look inside the store anyway. And then we saw him just walking by. We didn't say hi or anything. It was just kind of fun that he was just there. We thought that was a bit of a luck that we saw him. Apparently Doggy was there as well. We didn't see him. He was like, there was a lot of a fun little video of them later, but then we went on just walking around in the town. We had been in Primark, I believe, then walking back towards Marks and Spencer's, because my sister had looked at a scarf and she thought about, she wanted to check if there's something else that sort of she wanted to buy, and but then she decided that was her favorite one, the one from Marks and Spencer that she was trying. So when we were walking back there, my sister was like, I feel like that's Matt from Busted. And I, at the same time that she saw Matt, more or less, I saw Emma, Matt's wife, and I was like, yeah, that's him. We were like, could we ask him for like a picture or something? I didn't want to be a bother. But then my sister was like, we have to do it. We have to try. And then she was like, yeah, it's a once in a... the opportunity wouldn't happen again. So we sort of kindly asked if we could take a picture with him, and he was really nice and said obviously that we could do it, and what we were doing in Manchester and where we were from and stuff, and it was a lot of fun, and he was so nice about it. So that was really awesome. And then after getting back, and then I lost I had bought a couple of things in like I needed some new sort of gloves, and I wanted sort of some sort of head earmuffs, I think they're called. I really needed that for the winter times, and I bought them and I had them on me. I know that a lot of the time but somewhere along the line, I feel like it was probably Marks and Spencer's, but that's the only place that someone was actually trying sort of clothes on in the fitting rooms, and me and my sister were sitting and watching some old Snapchat videos that my sister took, sort of memory lane things, and then I don't know if that's where I misplaced it, or maybe it was in Primark while I was sort of paying for what I bought in there. I'm not actually sure. But when we came back to the hotel, that bag from that I with that in was missing. I probably had put it somewhere and forgotten to take it with me. And at the time I noticed it, we didn't have time to actually go back and check for it because we had to go on to the concert as well. So I lost that. But then so luckily there was the same store in the airport, so I bought a new set. And yeah, I came home with a pair of gloves, which was nice. I didn't get the earmuffs. I do have some. It's just I'm only wearing them when I'm up for walks or something. But the gloves are for any time at all. Actually, I'm outside right now. It's really cold. The steering wheel, I don't have heat in my steering wheel, so it's really cold, and I hate that. So I needed some gloves to sort of being able to actually drive. And yeah, so that was that. Fun times we had. I bought some books while I was in the bookstore, so I can just show you them now. I actually put them away. But there was obviously 2 books for one, and there's a couple of books that I have obviously been wanting to get, but I didn't want to buy them full price immediately, because I also had other books by the authors, both of them, that I could read beforehand. But since they were there, I was like, yeah, I gotta buy them now. So I got Blood Over Bright Haven by Emma Wang, because I've heard so much about that book, as well as her Kagan, sort of Kagan. But I also got, see where I put it, another one that was also sort of very popular last year was The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. And you know, I really loved The Founder's-Side. Maybe if you've been here for a while, you know that, but if you don't, now you know. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be, I feel like it's sort of Sherlock, but with like fantasy setting, if I remember correctly. But I'm really looking forward to it. He was very inspired by Arthur Conan Doyle in that. I feel like that's what I remembered. Anyway, in terms of reading updates, I did start off Honor's Night, but I actually didn't really read very much. I only read on the plane from Copenhagen to Manchester, and not constantly, because I kept getting sort of clocks in my ear, very distracting. Oh, I don't really like it. But I did read the first 35 pages. So really not a lot. And I just started this and remembered I don't remember anything about what happened in the first book. not a thing. I need to sort of check in and see if I can sort of get a brief summary of the first one. The only thing I remember is that we have a main character. She's called I mean, I've already met her again, but I've forgotten it. Devi? And then she had a sort of relationship with someone. I think it must be the cook. But now in the beginning of this book, she's lost her memories. She doesn't know anything about what just happened. She has no idea who people around her are, and feels like she has to know things. But that's really interesting. So it's definitely grabbing my attention. So I should keep on reading now. But I haven't really had time to read since I came home from Manchester. Actually, I was super tired on Sunday, lack of sleep and everything. So I watched a bunch of TV and caught up with things that had been there over the weekend, but I didn't really read anything. No, and then yesterday after gymnastics I watched another thing that I had to caught up on, and today I could have read something after like training, but I didn't, and I don't know why. I've been very distracted, but I think I'm gonna read something now before bed and see if I can't get into this. I need to get my contacts out if you're, yeah, I'm wearing contacts today because yesterday, while I was getting ready for gymnastics, I don't know what happened. I was switching shirts, and the glass inside my like the actual glass from my glasses on the one side fell out. I was like, how did that happen? This side here, and then I found out that it sort of missed, like sort of a little teeny tiny screw on the one side, so it couldn't really hold the glass in the frame. So I had to walk out to gymnastics without wearing contacts or glasses because I didn't have time to put contacts in. I was about to get out, be really late, and I was about to leave and go out to be picked up. Yeah, so today I've been wearing contacts, but I'm really I don't really like wearing contacts. I think I can feel them all the time, so I feel like my eyes are very itchy. But now I'm gonna go and take them out, so I can go to sleep. And yeah, and I'll probably be wearing these for the remainder of the week until I get to the weekend on Saturday, and I can actually yeah, so on Saturday I'm gonna go to the optician and get my glasses fixed so I can wear them again. But maybe in this time over the week I will end up really enjoying wearing contacts, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So yeah, but this is my update. We'll check in sometimes else. I'm gonna brush my teeth, remove contacts, stuff. See ya. Hello friends, it is now November, the 2nd of November, not far into it, but I am close to finishing up Honors Night, finally. I have 3 more chapters to read. I just checked to see how much is left. I think it's 60 pages, so I don't know how long it's gonna take. The chapters are relatively long, but a lot of stuff has been happening over the past bit. I don't love this, but I think it's interesting. So that's where we're at. Yeah, but I will get back to you once I have completed the book and let you know my final rating for it, and wrap up this vlog so that I can post it, because it's been a long time coming. Yeah, but that was what I wanted to say now, and then I'll let you know once I finish it. Hello friends, I have now finished Honors Night by Rachel Bach. I think I'm giving it 3.5 stars, without having sat on it for too long. I just think there were some things that were lacking a little bit in this one, but at the same time I was entertained, and I'm looking forward to reading the last one to wrap up the trilogy. I can't remember how much I told you about this book, but it follows Debbie Morris. Debbie is, we're introduced to her in the first book, and she's part of this crew on the ship, and things happen. At this point, she's lost her memory, she doesn't know anything, and she's trying to figure out what it is that she forgot, and then things goes from there. It started out pretty, I remember it starting out with quite start, and then sort of had a lot of things going in the beginning, but then there were sort of some slower points. But I feel like the majority of the last half were more or less constant on the move, or something happening and the next difficult thing to do after the other. So it's definitely easy to read it, and it has a lot going for it, but at the same time I just wanted a little bit more from all of the characters. I think maybe that's my issue. But overall I liked it, didn't love it, but I finished my 3 books from the shelf, so I'm happy I moved some books from my shelf TBR shelf to my red shelf. That, yeah. No, that's continuing all of my books series. So at least I did continue in 3 series, and yeah. So that's what the point was about this. So yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below if you like this idea of a video. I kind of want to do something similar more often. Hopefully I'll get into more of a normal reading pattern again, so that I can actually read something. But I've also thought about over the last couple of weeks that I need to get a look at the bingo, fantasy bingo that I participated in this year. I have no idea how it's going, so I have to look into that. But I need to put a focus on it if I want to complete it. So I need to figure out how many squares I filled out and how many I need to work on, because I have November, December, and so 6 months to do that, if I count. I mean, I don't have all of November, but the majority, so maybe I should look into that. So that is, yeah. Anyway, this is everything I have for you today. Thank you for watching if you stuck to the end, and hopefully it won't be too long before I post another video. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you later.